item of business is invocation. Mr. Ford?
Shall we pray? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for all your blessings upon the city, the protections and the providence you give us every day. And we ask that you guide and direct this board as it leads the city forward. In your name we ask. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderman Phillips.
Here.
Alderman Weeberry.
Here.
Alderman Crockett.
Here.
Alderman Walker.
Here.
Alderman Fair. Here. Alderman Benjamin.
Here.
City Administrator Asbury.
Here.
City Attorney Winfrey. City Clerk McKinney here. Alderman Walker, you have a quorum.
Okay, first item of business, as always, is approval of minutes and payment of bills. Are there any questions?
Just the shark, we got money back on that shark.
Yes, I was gonna mention
They
that.
raised all that money,
Yes,
right?
the shark, it had to go through the city, we had to purchase it, but all of the money has been collected and paid for, so it's going to show up as revenue and an expense on the budget, but it will zero itself out.
Wonderful, that's awesome.
Another thing I wanted to make a note of under recreation is under the one dated 9/6 through 9/9, the Vaughn pools, it shows 15,000 for chemicals for the pool. That was 3 separate invoices, and it just collected the first thing. So 8,700 of that was for the splash pad, which is also partially going to be collected in donations. And then the rest of that is the remainder of the chemical bill for the pool for the year. And then the CJ Electric for $4,200, that is also the electric for the splash pad.
Is it almost ready?
Well, it'll be ready next year, but it's almost completed.
You're not gonna turn it on this year though?
No, it'll run under the same operating time and hours as the pool. So Memorial Day to Labor Day.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes and get it over.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Next is citizens' participation. Go ahead.
I get to be the main voice here.
Okay,
I assume I'm supposed to come up here.
yes.
Okay.
Ms. tell us your name?
Ken Hines. All right. I've been living here in town for over 20 years. And I've noticed here recently that there is such a lack of abiding by the traffic laws of this town. And there is no presence of police patrolling or anything like that. There has been many cases where, one case, one morning last week, I turned left at the light at North Street and Jiffy Stop, and this youngster, I wasn't going fast enough, so he's passing me in a double solid with oncoming traffic coming in. Numerous times, people turning from a location on the west side of the road and driving several blocks in the turn lane, not merge lane. And, and I mean, I'm sorry, but when's the last time the city police ever made a traffic stop that I've seen? And I've paid a lot of attention in the last several months. I've seen crane trucks, dump trucks, concrete trucks, driving on Manor, which is no trucks. Morning last week, I was at the light at North Street and watched a semi with a full bull hauling rig on the back of it, cruising right down North Street past Lee House. Don't think that's a truck route. But, I mean, is it gonna take a child being killed? I mean, front page news because somebody's driving 45 or 50 mile an hour on the streets and loses control of a vehicle. North Street, many times I've seen and heard and even witnessed people driving 60 miles an hour in front of Gateway. It's it's time to stop this madness and have people start reaping the benefits of why we have traffic ordinances and traffic speed limits and that sort of thing. Many cases, I mean, you know, crazy driving, people tailgating, a vehicle that has straight pipes that are so loud and tailgates you and racks his pipes off because you're not driving fast enough. Another kid, and I know who it is, and I'm not gonna bring any names, but he waits for his mom to leave town, gets her car out, and I saw him driving over 40 mile an hour on Short Street, which is 2 blocks long. I live on Gerhardt. I've had people walk the street. Kids walk the street. Kids play along the street. No sort of compliance to the speed limits. Why do we have speed limits if they're not gonna be, you know, enforced? I personally think, and I don't know the city budget, I don't know this and that, I don't know how the police department is, but it seems to me like that would be a very good form of revenue to help reinforce our law enforcement. I don't know if that's where the ticket money goes, I don't care. But again, when's the last time, I can honestly say in the past 3 months, I have never seen a traffic stop in this town. Lights on, doing something. At 3:30, I drive the same route every day, 6 in the morning, 3:30 at night, no police presence. If you do see a police presence, there are a couple of them sitting in a park, conversating. I don't know if they're talking business, I don't care. I've seen one parked at the entrance to the golf course. Whether it's business or not, it's turning into lawlessness in this town. I drive the speed limit. I know the ramifications if I get pulled over for driving 40 and a 30 or 50 and you know, I've had people pass me in front of Lloyd Belt because I was only driving the speed limit. Get up 5 minutes earlier. You know, I mean, literally, it's getting out of hand. And I'm not the only one. Apparently I'm the only one that wanted to come here and say something. But I talk to people. Different opinions. I don't want to have a bullseye on the middle of my back. You know, if I'm speeding, if I'm doing something wrong, if I'm not wearing my seatbelt, I'll learn and pay it, or I'll keep doing it.
I know every time I have a headlight down, it gets stopped. Unfortunately, is he running still just 2 people per shift? Yeah.
Not people, but.
2 officers per
Yeah.
shift.
road officers.
2 officers per shift, and they're on calls, and that's part of the issue. We
A
don't have-
friend of mine has made several calls to dispatch. He lives up north on Mill, which is basically a runway with no stop signs. And he's like, you know, people in the back of the truck standing up, raising hell, raising Cain, radio blared, whatever. I was young once, yeah. Good song came on, I cranked it up, you know, whatever. But he's like, I don't want my kids in the front yard. You know, a kid's not gonna realize if they throw a frisbee and it gets a little crazy. You know, I mean, seriously, is it gonna take something, a front page or KY3 or somebody coming here because somebody was driving like an idiot and some little kid, you know, used to have a compliance officer in front of Creamy. Not anymore, and people still drive, hell-bent for election because they're running late, whatever.
We'll send that out.
It's really getting really sad.
He's fully staffed now.
Yes. For his budget.
Yes, fully staffed for the budget.
You know, I mean, and I have paid closer attention in the past several months, and I've never seen anybody. This guy up there has called dispatch several times. Stood outside, never saw a patrolman even cruise the street. A crotch rocket, he said that at 8 o'clock at night, runs that street, crazy. Motorcycle, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's time we start, you know.
Have you talked with Chief Kidwell at all?
No, I have not. I assumed he was gonna be here tonight because I would have liked to have him answer some of these questions.
Well, I think what we'll do is, talk to your concerns about, Chief Kidwell. We have your name, so he can get a hold of you if he has any other questions.
Who is my alderman, or on my ward on Gerhart Street? Straight across from the apartment buildings there on North Street.
I think we have a ward map up here. We can find out for you.
First ward, whoever that is.
That's first ward.
Yeah, one.
That's us.
She and I.
Okay.
I would be happy to talk to Brian also, like, maybe concerns of, I will say, I live over on Miller Street, so Mill is my way home. And, you know, people do speed, but people speed everywhere, and there's only 2 people on duty, and it's a big city when you have that, so if they're watching that side of town, then they're not watching the other side of town, or over by the school. But, I mean, I
But the main
understand your
drag is
concern.
the important concern, when you have people driving, passing me in front of Barclage,
Yes,
when you have, literally, I mean, there's been a time when blew through the light at McDonald's and they're going over 40 mile an hour by the time they get to Casey's.
yeah.
I mean, I know you can't be in all places at once, but at least start patrolling the main drives.
And I think they do, as best they can.
I swear to you.
What I will tell you is, I will talk with Brian, since that's my area and you're in my ward, and, if we have questions, we'll be able to do.
I swear to you, I have paid very close attention the last several months, and I drive the same route. I'm not out at 8 o'clock at night, I'm old, I don't wanna be out at 8 o'clock at night. But I have never seen, even when school's letting out, a patrolman running the main drag here, you know?
Okay.
And again, it's not just in front of Lloyd Bell or Knowles or
Every
McDonald's.
place in the town is important, it doesn't matter where you
True.
are, or where you live.
But when somebody pulls out a Pizza Hut and drives all the way in the turn lane, the same speed or faster to turn at Dollar General, and again, it's a turn lane, it's not a merge lane.
I know, I understand, so we will take your concerns forward, thank you very much for bringing them to us tonight, we appreciate your time.
I'm glad you came in, thank you for your input, and it is a concern. I will admit to the fact that I am quite capable of rolling through a stop sign.
Oh, and I'm not,
That's not my best thing. However, I live on Newton Street, and that's the street they use to go to the pool and to the park. And I've heard all kinds of things. You think an army is coming into town.
absolutely.
And, yeah, it's a concern.
And,
And I appreciate you
and,
coming in.
and it's basically a wound that needs to be sealed before it becomes to the point of now, all of a sudden, you know, and I was young once. I was never quite that stupid because I work hard for my money. I don't want to donate it to anybody because I'm a dummy.
My daughter and I called paying that the stupid tax.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paying the stupid tax.
You know, and I mean, it's just like, you know, and to get flipped off or somebody's doing that because I'm driving the speed limit and it's inconvenient for them is wrong. There's a reason there's law. If I'm driving 90 mile an hour on I-7 and I get a ticket, I can't be mad at the cop. And you know, if I'm driving and don't wear my seatbelt, which I'm old, we never wore seatbelts, it's hard for me to do it. But if I get a ticket for it, I'm either gonna keep getting tickets or I'm gonna learn. And I would think if you bust somebody for driving 45 mile an hour in a 25.
Well, I think, she will pass that on like she said she would.
I will,
And,
I'll talk to Brian.
and we're really glad you came in. I mean, we want to hear what the citizens
I
are
wrote down
concerned
all of your,
about.
I really will, I'll call Brian tomorrow, and I'll go through this. Can you write your phone number down?
Your phone number, sir, so we can get all of you.
Well, you can try, but I'm gonna think you're spam if you're calling me, so I'm not gonna answer.
Okay, yeah, if you just write it here for me, and then, I'll have either Brian or I will call you back. And do you text?
Oh, yeah.
I could text that number and just tell you who I am, and you could call me back when it's convenient. Okay?
That would, I mean, you would get a response, or if you leave a voicemail, obviously I will listen to it.
All right.
You know, and I doubt it'll say spam, it'll say unknown caller, but you know, we all now get that
Yes.
IA stuff from our zip code, or our area code, our city prefixes and all that, so how do you know?
Yep, I will leave a message. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Wow, I really don't wanna get up there, cause I've already said, I don't think anything will be done. I mean, months ago, I talked about Grand, and the buses are still speeding down Grand, and I agree, I have yet to see a policeman on Grand, yet to see one.
Minor,
Unfortunately, when the buses are running, the police officers are located near the schools.
Well, you know what,
Usually because they're
they need
watching
to
them.
follow the buses, cause they could give out a lot of tickets.
well, and I know it, and I didn't wanna say it, but the bus drivers are, I kinda think they're above the law too, pulling out in front of you and think they're bulletproof because they're big and yellow.
I mean.
My other concern is
nothing's
manner.
gonna be done.
2 big signs, no trucks, and
Have you ever thought about speed bumps?
Have we thought about them? Yes.
Speed bumps, so, but
We have definitely
But-
thought about them.
you know, the
I
reason Manor is such a piece of junk road is because, and I'm gonna start throwing names under the bus, Lake Crane, Nate, I like Nate. It's no trucks. It would be like me driving 60 mile an hour or 30. I'm breaking the law and so are they.
How do they get materials, like when they're building down there, how do they get materials if there's no trucks allowed?
I'm not saying the concrete trucks that have to deliver them, but when Lake Crane comes from their place, comes there and turns and goes east to get on the highway because of the jacked up intersection out there by S&S, or what?
I will text the transportation director at school, let them know you're concerned about the buses.
Okay, and, we need to move on to the rest of the agenda. Do you have anything else? Okay, Lori, you're next.
Hello, Lori Kiso, 221 West 8th Street, also a member of the Fire Hydrant Committee.
Can't hear you, Laura.
Can't? I'm sorry. Lori Kiso, 221 West 8th, proud member of the Fire Hydrant Committee.
Exactly.
So,
The Fire Hydrant Committee met on September 2nd. And we had a very good meeting. We came up with a plan. Currently, there are 47 fire hydrants that need attention, and 34 of these can be used but have issues, and there are 13 that cannot be used at all. We decided to do a couple things. There are 2 hydrants on Jones Avenue that do not work at all. So, Jonathan Schoenfeld, did I pronounce that correctly, has ordered parts for those, and we will be working on those since there are no other hydrants in that area. And then we want to repair one on 9th Street, because 9th Street, I think, also serves part of 8th Street, if I'm right about that. Is that right, Chief?
That's one at 9th and Grand.
9th and Spruce. I know it was a tree street. And there are no hydrants on 8th. So the other thing we're going to do is look at the low-hanging fruit items. Items where the water department can make some changes, order some parts, and maybe get those repaired quickly. Jonathan and his crew will assess 4 hydrants a month, so we know what we're going to spend our money on and where we need to spend our money first. And Mandy, I think you said that we need to spend the allotted money this year.
I would
correct?
like to, that way we can go ahead and add additional money next year and.
So that's our plan, to keep everything copacetic with the budget. And then we will meet again and go over some other things. Do y'all have any questions?
I will only add one thing that we just talked about before I came. Jonathan did assess the Jones, and he said he ordered parts for both, so it could be that we fix both.
Okay.
Our original conversation was fix at least one, so there's one over there, but if they both can be repaired rather
Right.
quickly, we'll just fix them both.
Okay.
And then we decided to do some low-hanging fruit items because there's no need to have those out of service or not working correctly if we can make repairs cheap.
I would love to see the garbage bags off the hydrant.
Me too.
I would love to see that, so whatever we can do to make that happen, let's move in that direction.
Now-
And Jonathan, you know, he said obviously, that could change more if they're not busy, which never happens, less if things keep happening. So, but even then, we're still hoping to get the whole assessment period done within a year, and then we'll fix the mess, I think.
Now, as a citizen, I had a question about all of our water main leaks and gas line cuts. Are we billing those companies when they disrupt our service?
If it is at their fault,
Right.
we are talking to them about that, yes. If the locates were not on and it's our fault, then no, that is the city's responsibility.
How many?
There are some situations where it's a no fault
Right,
situation, and so if that's the case, then the city just takes care of it.
but are we just talking to them or actually getting them a bill?
No, we're giving them.
Okay. That's the other question I wanted. Thank you so very much.
Lori.
Oh, yes.
Okay, any other citizen participation? Okay, is there any old business? Anybody, you know of any? Okay, no old business, we'll move with staff updates. Chief Vernon?
Business as usual, we are planning sometime around the 22nd to go to Alabama and inspect
This month?
the new truck, do a final inspection on it, they say it's ready, and after that, they'll haul it up here to us. Basically, that's, we've just been running calls, on gas main hit, and now
Alright, Steve's not here, are you speaking for him or speaking for you?
Just here, I mean, I can try and speak for him a little
Just
bit.
hanging out,
but,
he did give us a list of updates, so we're good if you don't
Okay,
have
yeah,
anything
I
else
mean,
to add.
Parks and Rec is doing alright, flag football's going, seems to be doing alright, pool's getting shut down for the most part, I'm got everything taken apart besides a few things. It's gonna get winterized and then we'll wait a few months and then we'll do the bathrooms.
Very good.
Usually those are done November 1st.
Right.
So the bathrooms will remain open until then.
Okay, David?
Don't have anything new?
Okay. New business. Bill. $36, 2025. I have it, I just gotta find it. What else is in our packet? Do we have to read the constitution?
No, it's just proclamation that was signed and it was sent. What else do you-
Alright. This is talking about the tax rate for the year 2025 for the transportation and city property. Are there any questions?
Make a motion to put ordinance on the 46/2025 on its first reading and its first reading by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 46/2025, an ordinance of the city of Eldon, Missouri to establish the rate of taxes for municipal purposes for the year 2025.
Make a motion to suspend the rules and put ordinance number 46/2025 on its second and final reading and ask the city clerk to read it by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 46/2025, an ordinance of the city of Eldon, Missouri to establish the rate of taxes for municipal purposes for the year 2025. Alderman Phillips.
Yes.
Alderman Weaverly.
Yes.
Alderman Crockett.
Aye.
Alderman Walker.
Yes.
Alderman Fair.
Yes.
Alderman Benjamin.
Yes.
Alderman Walker, you have enough ayes on passage and approval.
Okay, I now declare bill number 46/2025, the ordinance 46/2025. The next one is bill number 47/2025. Looks like it's clean and rosy.
This is a pay application for Ambrosi, which is a company that's doing the airport. Again, this is a grant it's a project that is, gonna be paid with a reimbursable grant. We do have to pay, before we can apply for the reimbursement. So this will continue to pull our, airport account further and further below where it should be. I will also state that the, fiscal year for MoDOT ends, I believe, on the 30th of September, and so that does put a small delay in when we will get those funds reimbursed. However, I did verify that we should have them by the end of the year. That was my goal, was to at least have everything, back by the end of the year, so we can end the year on a positive note. This will just be paying the company, and we are getting really close to the end of that project. They have been pouring concrete this week, so, we are, by the end of next week, it should really start to look like it's cleaned up out there.
Any questions? No, I'll entertain a motion.
Alright, I'll make a motion to put ordinance number 47/2025 on its first reading, ask the city clerk to read it by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 47/2025, ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor and city clerk to execute payment application number 2, agreement between the city of Eldon, Missouri and Ambrosi Contracting.
I make a motion to suspend the rules and put ordinance number 47/2025 on its second and final reading, and ask the city clerk to read it by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 47/2025, an ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor and city clerk to execute payment application number 2, agreement between the city of Eldon, Missouri and Ambrosi Contracting. Alderman Phillips.
Yes.
Alderman Weeberry.
Yes.
Alderman Crockett.
Aye.
Alderman Walker.
Yes.
Alderman Fair.
Yes.
Alderman Benjamin.
Yes.
Alderman Walker Gonna, ayes and passage and approval.
Okay, I now declare bill number 47/2025 to be ordinance number 47/2025. Okay, so everybody has in their packet a proclamation, to make the week of the 17th through the 23rd Constitution Week. So, just a proclamation signed by Trevor and David. Does anybody have any objections, questions? Think it's kind of cool?
I don't have any question, what's the purpose of it, like, are we just picking a week, or what started it, kind of?
I wanna say that
It
it's.
goes along with the
I-
president's one.
It is, because it's like the anniversary year and all the things they're doing, so I've seen this in a lot of other places like Science Hub and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, it's a nationwide
Awesome.
deal, yeah.
Awesome. Just curious, I was just wondering, I was like, where'd this go? Alright.
I think they adhere to it. The schools, I think the Daughters of the American Revolution will do things for it as well.
I like it, thank you.
Pretty cool. Everything the Constitution says. Alright.
We won't do that here.
Nobody must be listening. Okay, Mandy?
Yes. Okay, I have a couple things for you. I have the updated financial update for the sales tax that we got. So if you have questions, I went ahead and included last month in your packet, but I gave you the updated sheet in front of you tonight, so if you have any questions on that. We were slightly below plan, but we are still almost 300,000, over for the year to date. So still looking good. As far as the plan goes, we jumped from about 8% of the year of the plan to 10%. So, I mean, that probably could have been adjusted a little bit on my end, so I'm not real concerned about that. You can see consistently we're, with the exception of that 1 month, in April and then a drop in May. A lot of reasons that could have been, but we've been fairly consistent for the entire year, which is positive and well over last year, so that is good. So, any questions on that? Okay, there's also a letter from Evers and Company that you have. If you have questions on this letter, just let me know. Wendy was here and gave us the audit report. So, unless you have any questions on that, I will say that I did speak with her regarding the letter for approving her to go ahead and start on 2023 and 2024. basically her response was pending no major catastrophes or major questions. She plans to have 23 and 24 done by the end of 2026. So, that will put us a lot closer to where we need to be for our audits, or I'm sorry, for our grants that we can get approved for and things like that. I mean, just from January until the end of April, she doesn't work on our audit at all because she's doing tax things, and so she's basically got a quarter of the year that she's not able to work on that. So we do, but we've already started working on it. I was working on it with her today, sending her things, and so that has already started in getting work on that. So that's good. If you look at the packet that I sent out, financial summary, I will say that you can see at the airport that cash balance is in red. We talked about that. The water department cash balance is really low, but I did receive a reimbursement check for the lead service line inventory that we sent off for as part of the water bond. So there's an extra $500,000 that was deposited today, and so that cash account is going to start looking a little bit better. So and back to closer to where we typically are with that. So recreation is low as well. That happens every year at this time. It drops because we pay the most out on our recreation during the summer months, and then we don't have mowing near as much. We don't have lifeguard salaries or anything like that, and so that's when the recreation budget starts growing again. And so that's also very typical of what we have. So are there any questions on that? Okay. Major projects, I went ahead and updated. This is as of the end of August. This is not up to date, so anything that you might have seen on the claims report will only show up on here if it was through the end of August. So you can kind of see where we are on that, where we are with our completion, and where we finished financially. So we've got a ways to go on some of those projects. Any other questions on that packet? Those are the main things that I wanted to point out. The other item that I put before you was for the trail. There are 2 maps there. So if you do have questions from people on what exactly it's going to look like or where it's going to go, you can see that. The only difference is this is the map that was submitted in our lease agreement with the state, and you can see right in the center of the map where the Eldon Drive-In is. We'll go just beyond that. It won't go all the way to Grand, but we did include that on our agreement because it will be completed eventually. But that's where we are. You can see how it angles up and where the crosswalk will be moving. And then there is a closer picture of the crosswalk and how that's going to work as well. So. I know there's a lot of questions on how that's going to work, so I wanted to make sure you all have this, so if you did get questions from citizens or anyone, that you would be able to answer those questions. Thoughts, concerns on that? Looks good. Okay, I believe that's all I have.
All those women, all the men.
I got one question. Mr. Newberry, we're here nicely report and you're nicely well.
I think you're the secretary.
No, I'm not secretary.
Well, we haven't nominated that person yet, but don't worry, it'll look
We haven't been
beautiful.
together yet.
We will finish that.
Want me to send you a template?
Huh? Yes. Yes, do that.
So you all will be able to get a report for the next meeting?
Yes, we will.
Great, looking forward to it.
Huh?
It's
Do
gonna be
you?
color
I
coded.
promise. Huh?
You're gonna be color coded with glitter because it's not.
I mean, I can do that.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else? Not, we're not to the closed session, so I'll make a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
We are not.
Oh, yeah?
Back to work.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Huh?
Just keep going.
Yeah.